By now, most of you have realized that there's a log button on your calculator, and many of you have asked, how do we use it to solve our questions? Well, now I'm going to tell you about the log button on our calculator. It's only for something called a common log. And it's important that you know that the common log is the log that has a base that's 10. If it's any other base, you cannot use that log button by itself to answer your log. You'll have to do it a different way. Now here's the other tricky part. Since 10 is considered the common log's base, you don't always write it. So if you ever see a problem like log 82, then that's supposed to be something that we would understand would have an invisible 10 for a base. That would be a problem you could do in your calculator. To do that in your calculator, you'd just press your log button, you would type your 82, and then you would just hit enter. You want to be sure, since what you're finding is an exponent, that you round it to as many decimal places as possible. We'll keep 3 numbers after the decimal. And so what I get for log of 82 is 1.938. Oops, I'm sorry, that's wrong. 9138. So I better write that over. Okay, 0.9138. So that wouldn't round to 914. Okay. So what do you do for all other bases besides the 10? What if it's a base of 7 or a base of 2, and yet your knowledge of exponent rules doesn't let you figure it out? You need something known as the change of base formula. Okay, so the change of base formula says that the log of any base can be found by doing the following division problem in your calculator. You can take the log of what you were trying to take the log of, C, and divide it by the log of the base, in this case A. Now notice I didn't put any bases here. See, these are base 10s. These are problems you can do in the calculator, which is very fantastic. Technically, the change of base formula can change from any one base to another base. I can change from base 7 to base 6. But the only reason I want to change bases is so that I can use my calculator. So I'm going to change to base 10 all the time, and then I'll put this division problem into my calculator, and I'll get my answer. Okay, so I've written 2 examples here for us to try out. If I want to know the exponent of 7 that gets me 91, I'm not going to be very good at guessing and checking that. So I can use this new change of base formula. So I want to take the log of what I was trying to take the log of, 91, and I want to divide it by the log of the base. Okay, now TI users, gonna need to be a little careful. When you press the log button on your calculator, a parenthesis opens up. And so right after the 91, you have to shut down that first parenthesis before you hit divide by, and then on the bottom, log of 7. On Casio's, no parenthesis opens up, so you don't have to worry about closing your parentheses. So TI users, make sure you try this out and you get 2.318 as an answer. If you don't, then you've probably forgotten your parenthesis, and you need to train your brain to remember your parentheses so you get your right answers. Alright, so pause the video and see if you can set up log base 12 of 8, the exponent of 12 that gets me 8. See if you can set that one up. type it into your calculator and get the same answer that I'm going to get in a minute. Okay, so the proper thing to do is to set up the change of base formula, because 12 is not what the log button is for on the calculator. So I take the log of what I was trying to take the log of, which is 8, and divide it by the log of the base, which is the 12 on the bottom. Log 8 divided by log 12. TI users, remember, a parenthesis is going to open up and you're going to have to shut it down. The parenthesis is going to open up, you need to shut it down. The answer I get here is 0.837. I can't speak correctly tonight. Okay, so happy evaluating of logs. If you have questions, please ask them in class.